everyone can hear me. Thank you, Jerome. I'm in the room with Dr. Jennings, but I'm sitting 6 feet away from her. So thanks to everybody for joining us for this. Like Jerome said, it's a very timely and important discussion webcast today. And also a big thank you to Dr. Jennings for coming in and doing this for us today. Dr. Connie Jennings is an assistant professor of medicine here at the University of Kentucky. She's also the medical director for Care Blue. Dr. Jennings also serves on the review board for Prevention Magazine. She received her medical degree from the University of Kentucky College of Medicine, and she's been in practice for over 30 years. Dr. Jennings' specialties include acupuncture, internal medicine, geriatrics, and primary care. And as you all see the title, her presentation today is How to Deal with Anxiety Amid this Coronavirus. So welcome, Dr. Jennings, and I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, John. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We all need to support each other right now, as we are living in an unprecedented time of anxiety. This level of uncertainty makes the very simplest thing difficult. But we know that from difficulty grows compassion. So maybe a reasonable place for us to start is to think about caring for ourselves and for others and bringing those two things together. One of the manageable ways to approach this is to return to the basics. I have water, but sorry about the hoarseness. It's allergies from this beautiful spring. One of our best defenses is to strengthen our immune systems. One of the most basic, strongest ways we have to improve that is to remember that the best medicine is sometimes laughter. Don't forget to laugh. Don't forget to smile. I could share a joke with you. Did you hear the one about the germ? Oh, sorry, I can't tell you. I don't want to spread it around. It's corny, but it makes us smile. Some other basic steps. Let's go to a thought about activity. During high stress times, we often feel like we're on fast idle right here in the center of our chest. But if you can find an exertional activity that you enjoy, something that's smooth and rhythmic, this activity will help to calm our alarm systems. So a brisk walk, or maybe a run, something smooth like biking, are all ways to calm down the alarms. And it's okay to be outside right now. In fact, it's encouraged. It's good to go outside and just look at blue sky, green grass. And remember that spring is still happening. There's an old Indian saying that goes, even if you pick all the blooms, you can't stop spring. Spring will be here. So try to get outside for 20 to 30 minutes. Exercise briskly all at one time, or break it up into segments if you need to. And what about bad weather days, the rainy days? Don't let that keep you from being active. I have an 80-something-year-old mother that runs up and down her stairs at home. Do that. Go up and down the stairs. When it's really nasty, walk around the dining room table. And as you're walking around the dining room table, sing Amazing Grace. Singing exercises our lungs. We need our lungs to be at our best. Practice taking deep breaths. Now's a good time to sing America the Beautiful when you're taking a shower. And also do some training. Just pick up a can of soup and do some bicep curls. Just either count the curls or sing another song. Now let's think about nutrition for a moment. An anti-inflammatory diet is the most helpful way to strengthen our immune systems. This diet is basically the Mediterranean diet. It's predominantly fruits and vegetables, but there's also lean meat and whole grains. So strive for 5 or 6 servings of vegetables a day and 2 to 3 servings of fruit. Keep in mind that a serving is about a half cup. When I talk to children, I often remind them to be sure that your plate looks like a rainbow. It should be very colorful. The cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet is in the flavonoids, and that's the color in the fruits and vegetables. Remember to keep alcohol at a minimum, as well as refined sugar. Bone broth can be a good source of anti-inflammatory properties. Bone broth contains amino acids such as glycine and glutamine. Time you add supplements, mention it to your doctor or your provider, particularly if you are taking other prescription medicines. And remember to stay hydrated. Try to sip all day long on something that's not carbonated. You can add lemon, orange, or lime slice to your water and get a little extra vitamin C. Some people like to use herbs, extra herbs right now. And since it's growing season, why not plant an herb? Just put some mint or some basil in a small clay pot and you can put it on the windowsill. It's also good for us just to watch something grow. Sleep. Any of us who are getting less than 6 hours of sleep at night have a little weaker immune system. We're striving for 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night for restoration. Our bodies need to shut down. Our brains need to clear out. The best quality sleep comes in rooms that are darkened and cooler than what our daily experience is. This helps promote sleep and helps maintain our levels of melatonin. We all know it's important to try to avoid screen time at least a couple of hours before bedtime. Rituals before bed can be very helpful. Some people rely on a warm bath. It's okay to throw a little Epsom salt in that bath. Quiet music might help, dimmer lights, and reading. Reading is a good thing to do before bed, but try not to make it work-related reading. Now we'll talk about some mind-body practices. Meditation is that tool you can take with you anytime, anywhere. All you need is a mind. Meditation is excellent for helping us to manage stress and to maintain balance. It can be done in stillness or with movement. You might choose a movement like Tai Chi or yoga or even walking. With meditation, we produce lower levels of stress hormones and inflammatory markers. As we check vitals, we'll find lower blood pressure, lower heart rates, and slower respiratory rates. When we study the brain of people who meditate with functional MRIs, we can see profound and in function. The population of meditators have brains that have a thicker frontal cortex. This is the part of the brain that deals with memory and attention span along with well-being in general. So that part of the brain gets thicker and healthier. And there's a part of the brain that actually gets smaller in people who meditate. This is the amygdala. This is part of the limbic system. That's the apps are good. We know they work. You'll find many opportunities in the App Store. Now just roll your shoulders back. Open up your chest. And think about that small muscle just in front of your ear. Relax that muscle. And then think about the little muscle over your eyebrow. Try to relax that one. If you're feeling more comfortable now, find your resting smile. We all have a resting smile. Remember, we don't have to get this right. We just want to get it. We're just going to begin with breathing. Just follow your breath as it comes in through your nose. Follow it into your chest, into your heart. Some of us will feel it on our abdomen. Think about that breath taking oxygen to your brain, to your heart. It's building muscle. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just follow the breath. See if you can find the moment when inhale becomes exhale. There's a pause, just a little pause, when breath becomes air. Now I'm going to ask you to breathe a little deeper and try to make your exhale longer than the inhale. As you do this, you might want to try Agatha. Agatha is a meditation poem. This appeals to you, try this. On one breath, say to yourself, one for me. On the next breath, one for another. One for me, one for another. One for me, one for another. one for me, one for another. As we prepare to close this time of meditation together, I'd like to leave you with an intention. Please keep in mind that anytime any of us does the work of improving our inner lives, we are improving the entire universe. We'll end this meditation with the concept of Namaste. Namaste means the light in me recognizes, honors, and loves the light in you. You can start to wiggle and blink your eyes and come back to the group. Being physically distant is necessary right now, but it's difficult. We know that lonely people have poorer health, less nutritious diets, and more difficult sleep. So I encourage you to reach out. Send a note, an email, a gift card, maybe a virtual hug. Selfless acts are good for the giver as well as the recipient. So with thoughtful acts like this, we can all be isolated together. UK Healthcare is here for you. You are not alone. We will do anything we can to help. We are preparing for the worst, but we are building for the best response possible. So with grit, grace, and good sense, we're going to get through this. Thank you for joining us. Do we have question time, Jerome?
Hello, I'm back, and we have several questions for you, Dr. Jennings. Okay, let's start off with the first question. If we start experiencing symptoms such as fever, what should we do immediately so that it's not panic or overreacting?
The smartest thing that we can do right now, the biggest thing we can do to make a difference is stay home. You've seen the hashtag stay home. Isolate yourself. If you're in a household, try to have that person with the fever use one bathroom all the time, one specific part of the kitchen. Just do your best to decrease transmission. If the fever gets higher, if the symptoms get worse, particularly difficulty breathing, you need to contact your provider and go through their screening process. And every clinic kind of has a different screening process these days, but they're all efficient. They'll all get the job done.
Okay. This is kind of an add-on to that question. By being protective and self-isolation to those around us, does that help reduce anxiety?
Well, that's kind of why we have meetings like today, right? Anxiety is natural. It's going to happen when we start going about our activities of daily living in a different way. So maybe falling back on some of the things we talked about today will help us to keep anxiety under control.
Okay, here's another one. What should I be doing, or what could I be doing to help?
Well, the communities where the older population are having a hard time getting out and getting to the grocery store need help with just deliveries. When I have a free moment, I just try to call somebody or send an email just to let them know I'm thinking about them. It doesn't have to be a long letter. Just remind your loved ones, your patients, you're thinking of them.
Okay. Another question. They keep rolling in, Dr. Jennings. How is keeping your social distance different from self-quarantine or self-isolation?
The social / physical distancing that we're all trying to do right now is for all of us, all the time. The isolation part of this is what we think of with people who think they've been exposed or know they've been exposed. They're just trying to mitigate and slow down any possible transmission. People who are positive, we know are positive, are quarantined. It's all the same, but it's different, right?
Right. Piggyback on to that question, any suggestions for people dealing with stress due to isolation?
Yeah, social isolation, it's an issue. You could even call it a diagnosis sometimes. We're pretty good now with our technology. We all know how to use phones, emails, Zoom. And if we're dealing with someone who doesn't have access to these things, write a letter. Write a letter or use the phone. It's important to stay in contact. It's important to let these folks dealing with anxiety know, I'm thinking about you. I'm sending you good thoughts.
I know as an extrovert, I'm having a hard time dealing with staying at home. So this has been great for me. Another question, are there any coping skills to help with our patients?
Coping skills? Well, like activity, meditation, yoga, Tai Chi. If you have any of these sources available in your clinic, you might be able to do video groups, group meetings through videos with Zoom, and have a joint meditation group or joint yoga class.
Oh, great. Someone just sent this question. Does UK offer any virtual meditation classes?
Well, that's a good question. We're working on that right now. We really are. Let me tell you about one app that we are using all over campus right now. It was developed at Duke about 15 years ago. So they've been using it a long time. They've actually published research literature on this app. It helps their students to stay in school with less anxiety. It helps faculty deal with burnout and that kind of stress better. They named this app Koru, Koru. So in the App Store, you'll see it under Koru Mindfulness. They've recently started charging, I think it's about $3. It has excellent training on the app. It has guided meditation. It has a log to help you keep track of grateful thoughts daily. We're using it all over the UK campus. So I encourage you to check. That's just one of many, but check that one out.
Okay. How do you help family members who are experiencing loneliness and depression, but in another city or state?
You know, sometimes we kind of fuss at our teenagers for texting too much. Well, you know, now's the time. Text away. If your loved one is not a texter, go back to the telephone.
Okay. They keep rolling in. Okay. What are you doing differently in your medical practice? Are you still seeing patients in person? Have you started to use telehealth? Have you personally dealt with patients who have had the system or virus?
No, I haven't had a face-to-face appointment with the person who was known to be positive. We're doing a lot more triage and appointments over the telephone. And we're setting up telemedicine as fast as we can. It's amazing, but it is happening. Telemedicine is going to be a great asset to our clinics.
Okay. Can you mention work-life counseling is offering through Zoom? I guess, is work-life counseling being offered through Zoom?
I think that's right. I'm sorry, I don't know the website for that, but I think if you just go to UK Work Life, it'll come up.
Okay. Yeah, if someone would send me that, I can repeat that over the, or I can just send it to the group chat, and everyone can have that that email to go to, or that URL to go to. Let's see.
The Integrative Medicine Clinic is working on videos for all those modalities. They're working on videos to show you acupressure points, massage, how to do hand massage, dogs, even the dogs. The animal therapy program is setting up virtual visits with the dogs. So music and art therapy are setting up tele groups. So check out the Integrative Medicine website. They're working on it as we speak.
Okay. Is this video going to be recorded so folks at the facility that didn't get to watch it can watch it? Yes, I'm currently recording this, and if you are a member of the affiliate network, you will be able to watch this through our WordPress portal. It's the it's the McCann resource portal. And if you do not have access to it and you are a McCann member or work at Marquee, you're more than happy to send me an email. That's Jerone, Jerone, .farley@uky.edu. And I can get you set up for that access. Matter of fact, I will just put my email out here for you guys. The resource portal will also have the videos for the integrative medicine that we are currently working on. I guess that's all I need to say about that.
That'll be helpful. Thank you, Jerome.
Any other questions? Okay. Well, first I want to thank Dr. Jennings for presenting today. This was a lot of help in such a unpredicted time that we're currently living in. As a lot of people say, it's the new normal, but for how long, we don't know. So thank you again, Dr. Jennings. And if anyone has any questions, shoot me an email at jerome.farley@uky.edu. Thank you again, and everyone have a great day.